Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Sasya Darenita from English Study Program. Alright, today let us learn about narrative text. Well, when we talk about a narrative, it cannot be separate from story and past experience must act daily to those objects. People usually call it narrative. Okay, let's get started. So, what is narrative text? Narrative text is a text focusing on specific participants. It's a piece of the text which tells a story with complication or problematic event with resolution to solve the problem. Simply, a narrative text is telling the story. Okay, now you know the definition of narrative text. Now let's continue to the general structure. Here is the general structure that's all almost of narrative text. The first part is orientation. You can call it as exposition or the beginning story. Orientation have a scene is set and character are introduced. That's why it is called beginning or of the story. The second part is complication. Complication has problems at conflict and lead to climax. In Amnem, it called raising action or the middle of the story. This part there will be new. The third part is resolution, or we call the ending of the story. In this part, the conflict are solved will happily. Narrative has characteristic. The narrative has characteristic. 1. Plot. The plot of the story can be a single, in-depth, continuous sequence of events that make up the story. 2. Setting. Setting refers to general specific area where the story event take place. 3. Characters. As well most type of writing, a narrative has character that the story follows. 4. Conflict. The conflict of a story is the inner or other struggle of the protagonist to fulfill their desires. 5. Theme. Every story has to have a theme. The theme is the main idea that ties all the component parts of the story together. The last point of view. A narrative has a consistent point of view, usually from the first point of view, which is the perspective of the narrator. Reminder, don't forget use past tense. The function of the narrative text. Well, the function of narrative text is to tell stories of something or someone from the past event. Not only that, its function to entertain the readers and listener. Type narrative. There are lots of different kinds of narrative text, such as short story. Is a brief tale meant to be read from the start to end this story. Legend, a fictional story usually about a famous person or being passed down from generation. Myth is a narrative that explains the origin of something. Novel is an extended work of fiction with a developed plot and complicated characters. Epic poetry, a work of literature that is a narrative piece using the form of poetry. And then chronicle is a prose narrative that is a continuation of an earlier work of prose. Then news is a regularly published text describing a recent event. Reportage is a writing that is supposed to be an accurate account of an event. And the last, biography, is a narrative about a significant person's life. That's all about explanation for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time. Bye bye.